everybody, and welcome back to our Forever World. Now, I haven't been able to do a whole lot, I'll be honest. I cleared a few things out maybe an hour ago, like in real time. I finished clearing out this building. I finished taking out all the buildings over there. Took all the cobblestone out of the ground over there. And essentially cleared the way for us to start pathing the river through here. I'm going to end up leaving this cliff. I'm going to end up turning a bit more of this area into cliff. My goal for this world is to build a bunch of interconnecting towns. I won't say cities. I may end up going in whenever, after I get an elytra and everything, going in and getting, like, making a... Oh. Hit too many buttons. I may end up going in and making, like, a giant city at some point that has a whole bunch of auto farms and stuff in it. But as of right now, I don't have any plans to make a city. I have plans for 2 different towns. I still have yet to figure out, like, my starter area, what I want to do over there. I still need to hop into a creative world and see what I can kind of plot and figure out for that. But this area, I already have, like, a set look for it. Also, I had an incident with a creeper. I don't even know if this was put back correctly. Just I had an incident with a creeper and I had to fill it back in. Dagger is still over here. I've done very little as far as the building itself. I've moved my bed inside the actual building. Like, I've put my bed in here now. I haven't done much in here. This guy spawned in here last episode. But I've set everything in here. It's still kind of haphazardly sorted. Not really sorted, I'll be honest. Just kind of thrown in here. I haven't done anything with it because I still have to go back towards my actual base. I still have to go back over there. And I need to grab a whole bunch of stuff. My inventory clear? Yeah, it's clear. Because while I have a bunch of iron and stuff like that, because I have constantly golems spawning and dying and stuff like that. Speaking of which, where is the other golem that was in... never mind, he is gone. But I need spruce wood. I already have a set of cows up there. I need to grab any extra wheat I have back at the house. And I also want to see about what dyes I can get, because I don't want to touch these sheep. I do want to pull a few off and put them in a separate pen so I can start getting colored wools. But I want something like a map so I can start kind of figuring the place out, stuff like that. Wonder if I can invest in making a cartographer. Because I have a bunch of extra villagers down here that have no jobs, evidenced by that guy right there. But we're going to head back towards the actual base. And I'm just going to grab a few things that I'm going to need. Like, I know I want to grab sugarcane. So I can start a small farm over here. I could probably grab that little bit right there on my way back. But I also need to terraform this area, like the area between the bases. May actually end up doing that today. Just so that we have some form of path going between the two, and I have a bridge going back to my actual place. Because right now I'm just kind of having to dodge through the water and hope I don't get launched off a dagger. Okay, I know I have pumpkin and melon seeds, which I've started leveling up my villagers, so these are actually going to come into play pretty soon. I think I'm going to take out the crops that are on the ends and put those in, just so I can start building up that. Grab some bread. Don't have a whole lot of wheat in here, but I'll go ahead and grab a stack of it just to help with breeding the animals. Okay. My main goal before I leave here is to figure out where this area connects to that side. Because it's definitely not going to be here. I was thinking about possibly over here, because it's already very thin over here. Could probably expand this area because it actually cuts off down here. So possibly put the bridge over, be like here, because this is already thin. So put the bridging element here and then thicken this up, like take this hill back a bit, just so we can actually reconnect the river here. Okay, for the time being, I'm going to throw in a temporary bridge. This is not going to be the finished product. Not going to be the finished product of the bridge. Oh my. I think my brain just lost consciousness for a second. Can't speak any form of English. Okay. Not my favorite bridge, but like I said, this is temporary. This bridge is not going to stay. It is merely a filler for a bridge that is going to be there eventually. But it doesn't look bad for a temporary one, which was my goal. Just to make something that looks semi-decent for right now. Okay, but that's going to mark where the thinning of the river is going to happen. And then it's going to re-thicken across all of this. Now, I'm probably going to thin this bit of it out a bit more. Or maybe even widen it to make it like a bit more of a lake over here. But I do need to make a path and cover up a few of these caves. Like, this is a completely underwater cave. This doesn't need to exist over here. That's probably going to come down a bit. There's probably some form of toll house here or here. Actually, I probably want to kind of put it here, because the toll house is going to be... Because there's going to be like a giant stone temple up on that, or at least that's my plans, to have some form of stone temple there. And then, so the toll house for the bridge can be here, or there. Just around about in this area. And then I think I've come to the conclusion that I kind of just want to tear down the starter house. And yes, that is because I don't like it. But also, it's kind of in a bad area. Because I kind of want the actual small little farming area to be more centralized down there. So I kind of want the actual farmhouse to be more down there. And then to have the farm kind of sprawling across these hills. Because I don't want this to actually be a town. I want it to be more of just a farming outpost kind of thing. Outside the main town that's going to be over there with the villagers. So, yeah, that's probably going to end up coming down. As much as I like it, I don't think I want to keep it, at least not there. I still want to figure out what I want to do for the building, but I want to start clearing out that area first. But I think I want to expand like this 2-block level coming across here. And maybe actually narrowing it a little bit over there as well, bringing some of the landmass back this way. Expand this area just a tad, maybe cut off this corner here, just to make it expand a little bit, and then making this the lake focus down here. So completely cut that down, completely cut out this little bit of landmass, and just make this the entirety of the lake. I feel like I like that idea a lot more. Especially with there already being so much water over here. I would have to do more building up over here. But I feel like that would be better than trying to flood the entire area. This is going to have to come down one. And then I need to level out a lot of this landmass. Okay, let's see how much of this I can get through before I lose all of my shovels. Or my patience. One of the two. One of the two is going to happen. Okay, it's a slow process, but I've started building up this coastline. I've taken this down the notch I wanted to, just to bring this path further this way, and I've filled in these caves here. So that's just going to bring us up further this way. And then I think I'm going to take this. A good chunk of this actually needs to come down anyway. Almost all of this is going to come down. Because this entire cliff face, I feel like I want to bring it down to like right around here and then level it off at the top. Instead of it having a bunch of different like peaks, I want it to kind of be like a hill. And maybe have like a watchtower on the top of it. So like fill all of this in. Level it to about here. Because this is going to come down quite a few blocks. So level this to about here. And then fill all of this in. And then have like a watchtower sitting on top of this. Overlooking where the road is going to be. Now I am going to end up trimming it back some. At least on this side. Because that's where the road is going to end up going. Is going to be through there. I also need to fill in the upper portion of this cave. Need to fill in this water source. And I'm going to completely cover this cave. I need to get down there and actually mine in it. Because it looks like there's actually a mine shaft down there. Which is intriguing. As intriguing as it is, that is not the goal for today, so I cannot touch. Okay, eventually I'm gonna come back through and level this so it matches more with the riverbed. But that's just cutting this chunk off of here. So it makes a bit more sense. And it just helps thicken it up a bit. I'm also probably going to take that back in a little bit. Just to try and help thicken the river up a tiny bit, because I need to make it look like there's some serious boats going through here. Like, not massive ones, but definitely like some fishing boats going through on the rivers just to catch things. Okay, now this area is free to be filled in, since now I actually have a way to get up and down in there. I'll probably figure out some way of covering that up, or after I get done exploring it, I may just fill that in. I know I'm going to need to get down there because I don't really have a sustainable way of getting material for the village right now. So it's definitely a good thing to keep around. Okay, eventually I'm going to come back through. I'm going to terraform this mountain range anyway. But for right now, this gives me at least a safety net in order to get over here. Because the amount of times I've almost dropped in that hole with Dagger, I would have been so distraught if I actually ended up losing him there. Okay, place is not completely leveled, but I did just lose my shovel. So I now have this area built up. I'm eventually going to add dirt up here. But this area is now built up. I need to go grab some more shovels. But we are steadily just making a path through here. I don't have any more dirt, but you can kind of see the vision where I'm just steadily increasing the incline. I'm going to fill that area back in. I'm going to make some sort of staircase going up to this. Because this is going to end up being a checkpoint before you get into the actual, like, major village that's back there. So there's going to be a small staircase there. There's going to be a tower along the back of that. Well, probably more of a tower there to watch over the waterway, and then some sort of, like, toll house, I guess, right here. I would walk down there, but you can see my issue. And then this pathway is just going to steadily go back this way. Okay, well there goes my pickaxe. But this area is almost completely leveled to where I want it. I've now finished this area over here, which now fits to where I can possibly put a staircase down this. I may have to modify it some, like here. It doesn't have enough space for it. But for the most part, we should be fine to do a staircase through there. Just may have to use stairs at this point. But that gives us a cut from here all the way back through to up there. Now I'm going to use what dirt I do have to finish leveling this out. And then whatever else I can get my hands on. Or if I have enough dirt, I will continue elsewhere. Okay. Sun's going down, but I got a good chunk of this area also filled in. I grabbed all the dirt I could from back there. So this area is now completely filled in. I'll eventually get down there and light that entire area up. Probably in between episodes. Because I'm pretty sure it's dark as all get out down here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to spend some time lighting all of this up. Luckily, there is a bunch of coal still down here, so lighting this up shouldn't be much of an issue. Okay, but that sets us up for a major overhaul next episode. I'm hoping I have a lot more time to record the next episode. I'm having to do the last few episodes in kind of a hurry, because I only have like a few hours to record them in, and it's typically already really late at night for me. So I'm hoping this next video I have a bit more time to record. And the next video, I think I want to try and put up the toll house that's here. Try to match it to that building. But put up the toll house here and work mainly on the road going into this area. So I'm going to be finishing up that. I'm going to be putting in a road. I'm going to be starting the terraform on the actual village itself. So that means I'm going to be finishing up, like, probably tearing this down a bit. Maybe even digging into the riverbed a little bit. And really trying to find out where I want the village itself to sit and where I want the river to sit. I'm also going to have to figure out where I want the bridge to go, so that one side of the village can get to the other side of the village. Which is probably going to be up there where the trees are at, joining into where my farms are at, somewhere around in there. But I'm going to leave this episode here. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye! Now to get on terraforming the rest of this.